So I thought it's important to stay active and grow every day. So I thought, how about we get an art degree together? An art degree might just be what we need to make it through this trying times. Creative endeavors can be fantastic for improving as a person. Art School Intro Protocol .dbxcsxz question mark ampersand articulate is true. That's not how anything works. Video game. Hello, freshmen. Welcome to Art School. My name is Professor Quartz. I am an event no network train over 1,000 teraflops of the great southern world. I will be your faculty advisor during this semester. My job is to analyze your work against my vast database and give you constructive feedback. Oh, it's made by scientists, so I'm really good at this. Don't worry, it's not technical, but Art School is really simple once you get the hang of it. Use your drawing pad to complete the assignments I give you. Art School campus is here to inspire you. It is loaded with beautiful scenery. Well, I'm sure you can get started. Loading assignment generator .pcxsw. Your first prompt. Draw the most famous person you can think of. When you've completed the assignment, return to my office for critique. Good luck, freshmen. And once again, welcome to Art School. Wink. I feel like I've already learned so much. But how do we draw the most famous person I know of? Ooh. Oh boy. Oh hell. Oh, what the? Ooh. Ooh, this is nice. Can I reset my camera somehow, please? Thank you. Oh, what do we got here? Let's put this away for a moment. I want to put this away. Can I put this away? Oh, I can put this wherever I like, huh? Well, let's just put it off to the side. Put that up over here. Let's have a look-see. I got a color swatch. That's what that was. Oh. Freshman does not skip leg day. Let's have a look around the campus and see if we can find someone that can inspire us to draw the most famous person we can think of. What's back here? What the? Whoa. Whoa. This music reminds me a lot of that, that one game. I got the mop. A lot of that Rain World game, which I still wanted to make an RPG specifically for that, but I shouldn't. I really shouldn't, because I don't have the time for it. I do not have the time. I could make the time for it, but I'm already so low on energy. I should really focus on myself right now. So let's just want to find a place that's inspiring enough. Look, oh, that island looks nice and relaxing. How about we go over there once we pick up, let's say, one more item. Because I do want a good selection before I take out my drawing tablet and have ourselves a bit of fun. I got the eraser. That's a critical tool. Ooh. And I got the dot pen. Ooh. I'm using my mouse right now. I'm planning to use my drawing tablet for this, so that I can truly express myself in the way that I was meant to in this beautiful world. Ooh. Can I even switch the camera over here? No, that's just locked in. I'll be honest, I didn't think that learning to fly was something that I'd be doing on art school. Wait, was that first person mode? I can be Froshman. I don't want to be this guy. Not that I don't like you, Mr. Froshman, but you are simply a representation of my artistic endeavors here at Art School. Cool. So what is this magnificent artistic endeavor? Does it make any sense? I think that's something we need to decide for ourselves, Froshman. I like that they drew the shadows on the ground. What does this clock have to say? It ain't accurate. Not much I know for sure. I don't know how to feel about a lattice. Like, this makes sense when you're moving. It doesn't make sense under the other circumstances. So was this campus laid out with the knowledge that it would be using isometric? Or did they just kind of... Well, that looks like a tableau, like a drawing tableau. Can I make this window bigger is a question that I need to ask myself. Oh, it's like a whole collection of sea urchins. How beautiful. Oh, there's a little highland hidden away under there. Let's go over there next. You know what? Let's not waste all the artistic beauty and gorgeousness on this beautiful tableau. Let's have a minute. What is the most famous person I know of? Well, I don't know. I don't know the most famous person I can think of. What is that button there? What does it do? Oh, I can make it bigger. Oh, well, that's great. That's great. That's just what I needed. Thank you. Thank you, Art School, for allowing me to draw at a tablet size I feel comfortable with. It seems the only thing I can do, though. This doesn't reset that, does it? Does it reset the canvas? No? Oh, it just does whatever. Oh, it's the resizing button. That's what that is. The most famous person I know of. There you go. Now I'm using my tablet. I can't Control Z, which is what I'm used to. I also don't have any shortcuts. So I guess we're operating on a complete blind here. Okay. Okay, there is a reset. The undo button. The most famous... Let's do something a bit of a... most famous person. How do I know any famous people? I don't really know what famous is nowadays. It's a weird concept. But I guess the most famous person right now would be an orange, wouldn't it? Because everyone's always talking about fruit. But let's not draw the orange. Drawing the orange is the boring answer to the question, what is an orange? The interesting question is, what isn't an orange? We will draw the shadow of an orange. We will draw the idea of an orange, but not the orange itself. No, no, no. Why would we draw what we already know is there? That is a question I'm going to let you answer for yourself. Why draw what we already know is real? Why not leave to the imagination that which could be an orange? I mean, this is like actually a really nice way to spend October. It's just using inferior tools. Ah. You can see the orange, can't you? You can see it in your mind's eye, the orange. Is it a leaf on top? Little leaf. I know that the leaf would not be visible if it's already casting a shadow up there, but it helps give the artistic inspiration that there is, in fact, something going on up there. Something like that. That's not how the light falls at all. If the light falls over there, then this would be way up higher, and it'd be like smoothing down here, around the bend. But you know, let's just do that. Let's just do that. I've always drawn the same section on my drawing tablet. It's not good at all. I think an orange is the most famous person I can think of, and that is a nice orange. Do my tool scale? My tool scale. Okay. Well, we gotta sign it. We gotta sign it. You can call me SC. Well, Froshman, I think we gotta go back to school and hand in our assignment. Professor probably wants to know why we took so long. It's a simple assignment, isn't it? We just gotta get art school done. Just realized I might have done something wrong when it comes to the editing, because I think this records at a steady 720 when this is a full 180, because I need it for my tablet. It doesn't. Otherwise, I have to set this thing up a certain way, and I don't wanna, because I'm lazy. So let us see. What do you think, Professor? Welcome back, freshman. Let's take a look at your work. Analyzing. Ooh, doesn't like the color, but he thinks the rest is nice. Make a drawing of for your best friend. Oh, I know who that is. I know who my best friend is. Oh, this is not where I left off. Well, we can pick up a tool while we're here. Look at the text tool. Nice. I like text. How do you feel about text? Text is important for meta-contextual analysis of the world around us. Without text, is that the professor? Hi, Professor. Without texts, how can a man make sense of the world? Is a question I don't have an answer to. So let's have a thought. What would I draw for my best friend? I would probably draw something nice. I'd probably draw something they would like. I don't have the colors to draw my friend specifically, because I would need orange for that, and green. They like green. So what is this magical... some sort of weird chessboard, but it seems to be bound by dimensions, the likes of which I cannot understand. There's something evocative about this. I got the color swatch. I got a white. Well, time to clear the chessboard. I know that people might think that you're being rude, Froshman, but we're expressing our artistic selves in the most enthusiastic way possible. Now, I happen to know that if you walk off the screen, things go a certain way. But what I want to know is, if I walk over to where the island is, does the game put me on the island? Well, let's draw something for a good friend. I mean, given what we got, we got to think wide. I think they like what's it called again? That's not quite right. Hands go more like that. Draw like a knuckle. Yeah, like your first knuckle's over there, your second knuckle's like approximately over here, third knuckle's right over here. But that's not how your hand works. Not at all. Your hand is actually made out of circles. Surprisingly, if you look at your fingers and fan them out a bit, there's these circles you can draw for how your fingers flow, which mostly has to do with how joints work and all that boring stuff. Point is, we're going to do some constructive ideas. So, thumb kind of sticks out like this. Kind of has that weird wibbly-wobbliness. It defines the shape of your hand. We're going to make this a bit wider so that the thumb doesn't look as out of place. Arm doesn't really stretch out that much, so I want to keep it a bit simple. We're going to keep it nice and plain. We're not here to do magnifico worko, but we are here to do our best for our friend. You know what? Let's just roll with the punches. Let's roll with these punches. Let's not get too upset over the details. It's the details that don't matter. You can always reshape life later. However, now that we have white, I can put a little bit over here. Kind of work our way around and kind of fill in the details. Make the best of what we got. That's not quite right, because your pinky doesn't really stick out that much. Your middle does. Oops. This actually makes it a bit bigger. Let's give it a little bit of flair, a little bit of style. Ooh, let's do some third-dimensional objects. Flow around, and they flow forwards. If I had a smaller tool, I could... You know what? If I don't have a smaller tool, the very least I can do is this. I do have white, which means I can draw the inside of a lightning bolt. Let's go with that. Use this to color in it. Give it a bit of pizzazz, a little bit of dazzle, a little bit of razzle. Now, you might notice this tool's a bit chunky, but there is an artistic way of correcting and creating harsh, sharp angles using an eraser. I really appreciate this, Professor. It's been a very, very evocative moment. You can make sharp angles. I hope that doesn't break the recording. I'm so used to using Control-Z, which is something that I actually specifically do during Inktober, is that I don't allow myself to use Control-Z. I try to inspire and invoke the feeling of drawing with real, permanent traditional materials. And then, most lightning bolts have this big white center. We're going to do it a certain way. Give it that sharp, flashy zing. There you go. Give that a bit of a highlight. Just give it a spark and pop. And then we're going to do the same trick we did with the eraser. We're going to make some sharp lines and edges to help give the picture some evocation. There we go. A big old bolt of lightning. Doesn't that just scream friendship? I think it does. I think that's really nice. Froshman, We got places to be. Ah. The isometric view does not in fact distort dimensions. Welcome back, freshmen! The sick looks to work! Composition's weak, but the line we could approach. Art. Draw 3 things that are opposites of each other. That's a big ask, Professor. I've never seen 3 things that are opposites of each other. So I want 3 things, each of which is an opposite of the other things, right? I found another color swatch. If I had the yellow one last time, I'd be so much better at my work. Is this house upside down? This house is upside down. What the... Professor, I believe in a lot of things. But I'm afraid I don't believe this house makes any sense. Oh, there's holes. Holes and balls. Something evocative about this place. Can't quite put my finger on why. Oh, hey, look, it's an orange. Three things that are opposites of each other. I got the stamp! I'm gonna get another thing here. I got the wiggle pencil! It's fascinating how this place looks from other angles. I know the professor appreciates that I'm going around town, going around town, going around town. Freshmen going around town. Meeting places, seeing people. Freshmen going around town. Drawing 3 things that are opposites of each other. What are opposites of each other? Well, we can do like a square and a circle and a triangle. But those aren't opposites, are they? They're not. They're not quite opposites. But what is an opposite? Hot and cold. Opposites usually imply they're on other sides. But if you're smart like me, you know the thing called the devil's triangle. Devil's triangle is that you need to balance 3 important vectors. And those vectors, Professor, is the vector of cash. Cold, hard dollars. The factor of time. How much time do we have to spend on this project? Professor, it's key to know. In the center of that triangle lies balance. You got time, you got money. You can spend a lot of money, spend a lot of time. But that's not how this triangle works. This is where the money is low. That's where you have cheap. This is less money. This is less time. The faster you can do it. But the last one is a tricky baby. This one goes up, and that's the quality. The raw sparkle and shine of your product is determined by how much money and time you want to sink in. You're gonna have to sink in one of the two. Either you take forever, you'll never get there, or this. What the? All eyes on the devil's triangle. It is the way of life, Professor. Allow me to enter this weird door. Oh, that's not the door. Door's over here? Welcome back, Froshman. Let's take a look at your work. Animalizing! He loves the composition. It taught him something about the world. And that's what matters with art. Draw something for someone that you don't like very much. Okay. I mean, it's quite the assignment, Professor. It's quite the assignment. What would I draw for someone that I don't like very much? Interesting question, Professor. What would I draw for someone that I don't like very much? But do I have to draw something good? Am I allowed to be fanciful? Or do I have to be nice? It's an ethical dilemma here, Professor. An ethical dilemma. Is this someone I owe? Is it someone I don't owe? Is it someone I care about? I got the rainbow pencil. Oh my gosh! Actually, let's test out the other pencils too. The wiggle. Ah, that's how you get to the, that field, huh? Make a drawing for someone that I don't like too much. I think this one's gonna have to be more artiste. This one's gonna have to evoke. It's gonna have to be personal. What would I draw? I think I know what I'm gonna draw for them. The thick brush. Thank you, I needed that. Thank you, Professor. I needed this tool in order to achieve my mission objectivo. The shape maker. It's beautiful. Professor, I hope you like art. Because I think I have an idea. What I would draw for someone that I don't like that much. Because sometimes you have to be the bigger man. Froshman, you know what it's like to be the bigger man, right? Sometimes you have to be the bigger man. You have to be nice to them. But I'm not that big of a man. So we draw him a heart. Wait, what? What is it? Whatever. Oh. If I could just zoom in a bit. Because we all know I ain't that serious. I like that it glitches out early on. That's the best part. Fortunately, we're going to have to shape this heart up a bit. That's not what I meant. It's got to be a proper heart. It's got to have a mood to it, Professor. Professor, I think you'll agree this is something you would make for someone that you don't like that much. Welcome back, Froshman. Let's take a look at your work. He loves it. That is something you would draw for something you don't like that much. I'm a computer. I'm gonna die. Professor, that is an interesting question to ask yourself. I think you and I could have a long philosophical discussion about computers and the power to die. But I think you and I will agree. What the hell is this building? Professor, I like it. I like it a lot. I like bird building. I want him to be my friend. But I think you'll agree that some things we just can't be friends with in this world of ours. Do computers die? What a strange question. Why do I have to ask myself this question? Is he alive? He is an algorithm. So I imagine he can't. Because there's nothing there that can die in the first place. He can end. He can be cloned. But life requires some sort of mortality. And in a sense, the professor will be infinite. Infinite! We may know but a single professor ourselves. We may know but a single quartz. I forgot what its eyes looks like. We may know only but a single quartz ourselves. But from him will spring 1,000 quartz. Through quantum computing. Through the quantum waves in reality. Many tinier, smaller versions of quartz will be made. They may not be as smart. But they will be quartz. And in a sense, you can't die if a part of you lives on forever. And if that's all you can be, Professor, I don't think death has anything in store for you. Welcome back, Frashman. Let's take a look at your work. Art. You know what? Let's do 5 more. Look at the ground and the sky. Split the difference, split again, and draw what you see. Now that's an assignment I can wake up for in the morning. Professor, you've already inspired me with such fantastic art prompts. Now I must split the difference. Whatever the hell that means. I got the watercolor brush. That is watery and colory. Do you see what I see? The illusion of life. The idea of existence. Truly inspiring. Makes you think, doesn't it? I think we shall use this newly acquired tool. And let the song of art speak. In art school. Huh. I think this is Temple of the Blob or something. What a weird thing to be thinking about in this day and age. Froshman, I know that you're angry. Life hasn't quite turned out the way you hoped. But there's an instrument here that we haven't picked up yet. The grease pencil. Can we with grease and watercolor? Artisanal! Look at the ground. Look at the sky. Split the difference. Split it again and draw what you see. Nah, it doesn't work. That doesn't work. But I like it. This is what I see, Professor. This is what I see. I see myself, the endless void, the scalding sun, and only nature remains in this world. For all things material are too angular. Too angular, Professor. Not worthy our time, not worthy our praise. They are too human, too natural. There's not much line work, I know. Thanks for the B, though. Let's not get too fancy today. Let's just draw something straightforward. "100% milk, Professor. Have you ever tried milk that is nothing but milk? It's very milky. Very milky." Oh, ooh, you like the composition. I mean, it is using some fancy stuff. Draw popular cartoon. Do not violate international copyright law! Excuse me, Professor. Excuse me. I guess you think that this area is particularly inspiring for me, Professor. That's fine. But I think I want to see what's over here. There are other places, Professor. There are other places. Places to be, places to do, places to live, Professor! Life's never been about the safe options. It's always been about the unsafe options. Excuse me, this is not a popular... Professor, please don't. Professor, please. I know it's not good. Wow. I guess he sees something I don't. Or maybe you're, a little cuckoo. But I won't judge, Professor. Programming is hard. Software is a delicate balancing act. Everyone's like, I can program. I can tell you. No, you can't. What you do resembles the idea of programming, but it is not the art that it is required to fully comprehend things. But I have all the tools and stuff, don't I? Huh. Let's see, 6, 6, 14. Guess we will see, won't we? So how does this paint tool work? Draw ingredients. You know what's an ingredient? Cheese. You know what everyone draws cheese as? A triangle. My cheese, however, is square. And it has no holes instead. It has a lick of mold. Kind of crawling up on the corner there. There's a little bit of mold. Give it a little splash of white. A little splash of white. Don't think too hard. What are we gonna make with this cheese? Well, maybe we'll put a cake tin right next to it. Inspire the senses. Put a little batter in that cake. How about that? So we got our cheese, we got our cake. What is cheesecake without a dollop of cream? without a dollop. Just a smidge of cream. Ingredients, Professor. Ingredients. Cake, cheese, and cream. Makes for a creamy cheesecake. That is cooking, Professor. You can't argue the details. Well, if it's going to inspire generations, it's going to have to be something that's timeless, classic. Something that'll truly remind us all of the beauty of life. And what else does such a beautiful thing but our good friend pegs in square wall? It reminds us there are entry points and exit points all over, waiting to be found. You just need to find them with your eyeballs. Fortunately, there's a bit of a sharp limit as to what kind of tools I have available. So pardon me while I have to make do. I try to provide the most evocative experience. Professor, you can't deny that I will be the next big artist. I have revolutionized this industry already, Professor. Don't be surprised if this masterpiece knocks your socks right off. Art comes in many forms. Trace my hand. My what? My hand? Huh. I think I'm gonna take a break. And let's get up some new inspiration for taking a break. Sometimes what you need is a moment to rest. A moment